and we are about to go down the river. All right. We have with us Money and my sister Kristen, and we're about to do part two, part one of the tour. Um, we will I'll put it in the description box. But it was the last live I just did. I guess we're about to take off. This is Pirate Tours. Look at that boat over there. That's the one that Money wanted to do, but they're closed till September. Bay Rocket. That is the boat that. What did they say? The Bay Rocket? Why it's closed for maintenance?
But he said it should be open next week, so while they're pregnant, while they out of town.
Fire engine room. It's hot out here though. Even though the sun is not beating, it's hot. Money, I'm gonna say it like Princess. I'm hot. I'm hot. Okay, so I guess we'll be taking off momentarily. This one is different from the one we just got off of. It's a little bit bigger. They got concession. They still got the bathroom in the back. So I guess that one brings you up to a certain point, and then this one comes at a certain point here. Dippin' Dot, $6, huh? What'd you say, Money?
So unfortunately, I don't have any orange juice or champagne on this one. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Probably in the back there's AC.
Oh, Money. She said AC in the back. I'm good. I can wait because we almost back, right? After this one, we're done.
Alrighty,
We
folks.
ride two
My
more.
name is Richard. I'll
I'm
be your
good.
captain today, accompanying me.
I'm good. You can
Amazing
ask
Beckham,
Kristen if she
556.
wants, but then you got to
And
use
let's go
that
do my quick
bathroom.
safety announcement for you, as required by the
Yes, you
United
do.
States Coast Guard. All the adult life jackets are located in the back cabin underneath the benches. The children's life jackets are located right in front of the cabin on the left side underneath the bench. Please do not put on any life jackets unless instructed to do so by the crew. We do have a life ring located in the front left-hand side of the boat. If anybody jumps off the boat, please yell, shout, scream, man overboard. And we'll spin around, pick them up, and promptly drop them off to the Coast Guard so they can deal with the repercussions of jumping off a moving vessel. Emergency exits on this vessel, folks, is located all around us. Anywhere you can see the open water, with nothing in between you and it, is considered an emergency exit. And then last but not least, fire safety equipment, folks. We do have 3 fire extinguishers, 2 up front
Oh,
with
they
me,
close
1 in the
in
back,
there?
and we have 2 fully functioning fire stations. Thank you so much, folks. We are going to be leaving here in just 1 second. I will sound my horn, it's very loud.
Before we get out of here, I'm going to try to get an idea of where everyone's headed. So I'm going to call out some of our stops. If you hear the one you want to get off, just raise your hand for me. Do we have anyone for stop 12? Curtis Hickson? Yes. Oh, that's a big yes. Perfect. Anyone for stop 15? Julian Delane. Stop 16, Armature Works. Perfect, because we're going to that one anyway. And everyone else is probably headed back here, I'm assuming. Thank you for playing. And again, if you have sensitive ears, go ahead and cover them now.
Oh, she's gonna blow the horn. Is that the horn? Oh. I was about to say that wasn't that loud, but that was loud. That was loud. There's no soda in there. That's all beer. Oh, well, who do I ask? Excuse me. She was asking what type of sodas you have.
What kind of sodas? We have Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, Diet Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Starry, which is like Sprite.
Sorry.
Sit up.
Money He said this one, this the restaurant here you was talking about.
Good
Said this was
everyone.
really
Welcome aboard
expensive.
Power Water Taxi, and my name is Becca. I'll be your first mate, your narrator, your bartender, your tour guide, your ticket salesperson, anything else you want me to be
All
today.
right.
Up at the helm, we have none other than Captain Richard. He's taking great care of us as we journey through our waterways. Now, this is a hop-on, hop-off water taxi, which means we do not automatically pull into all of our stops unless we know people aren't getting on or getting off. So if you're looking to disembark at a particular stop, well, I guess I already asked you guys, but if you change your mind, just let us know ahead of
look
time.
at them,
so we know to
Bunny.
pull in. Otherwise, we'll just keep on going. And if you're looking to be picked back up at any of our stops, very
Kayaking, I
important
mean.
that you're standing next to one of those yellow signs, and as soon as you see us, give us a big wave, like you're hailing a taxi in New York. Or give us a salsa maneuver or a cartwheel, anything that'll get us our attention. Because again, otherwise we'll just keep on cruising by, and then you're looking at us, we're looking at you, and next thing you know, you're looking at the stern of the boat. We don't want that. We want you guys to ride with us. 860. Sorry. Oh, you did say that. Now, off our left-hand side, you're going to see Bayshore Boulevard. That's the world's longest continuous sidewalk at 4.7 miles. It's also the site of our Gasparilla Parade. As you can see, our pirate barge, Jose Gasparilla, is docked up right in front of Bayshore. If you guys are not familiar with our world-famous Gasparilla Parade, it is the third largest single-day attendance parade in the United States, behind the Macy's Day Parade and the Rose Bowl Parade.
Wow.
It occurs on the last Saturday of January every year, so if y'all are around for it next year, I highly recommend you come and join us. This past Gasparilla had a record-breaking attendance of 500,000 attendees. Wow! And that was just on the water. And Jose Gasparilla over there held about 700 pirates.
Wow.
Wow!
Got boats coming
Fourth
up here. Platte State Bridge.
Our right-hand side in front of USF Park, you're going to see different species of mangroves. I'll be talking more about those mangroves later, but just so you have a general idea of what they look like. They are our federally protected sea trees. Now we're currently headed northbound on the Hillsborough River. This is brackish water that we're in, which is a mixture between salt water and fresh water. So if you keep an eye out, you may just see some Atlantic bottlenose dolphin, West Indian manatees, maybe some
Gators,
spinner sharks, bull sharks, or even some fever
Sharks?
stingrays.
What about gators?
A group of stingrays is called a fever.
No gators.
A group of sharks is called a shiver.
They not
A
sweet
group of
though.
hippopotami is a bloat. Oh, I could do this all day. I really could.
Gators in the water.
No, they don't like salt water.
Oh.
Sometimes, rarely, but not
Oh.
A group of porcupines is a cripple. That's the last one. Sorry, that's my favorite. Now, if you look on the sides of our bridges and our seawalls, you're going to see what looks like graffiti, but here in Tampa, we consider that
Yes.
crew art. That crew art is done by collegiate rowing teams from up north. They come down here to practice during the winter months because our rivers are not, well,
Always
frozen over
love
like theirs.
graffiti.
Lucky us. And the city allows it as long as it remains towards and team-oriented. To our left, we're passing stop number 11. That's Arabelle Luxury Apartments. But next to that is our NBC station, WFLA News Channel 8. They keep a camera pointed at the river at all times, and they use that footage as filler material for the show. So as we're cruising on by, if you give them a big smile and a wave, you might be on TV. And if you
I'm
have
too
any
far.
outstanding warrants, I suggest you don't, but that's none of my business. I'm just looking out for you. And if you look straight ahead of us, you're going to see a really odd, tall, cylindrical building, and that's the Tampa River Gate Tower. Building measurements are based on the Fibonacci sequence, leading each floor to
What is
a
it?
window pane larger
Oh,
than the
the
ones
bowl.
before it.
Is that a
Composed of
pedal
French
boat?
and Texas limestone,
You gotta
it is
pedal
one of
that?
the largest limestone structures in the world. And while they claim to have built it to look like a lighthouse, we just call it the beer can building for obvious reasons. And it's all office space, just in case you were curious. But the first floor is a five-star
It look like
steakhouse
a
called
new age
Napios.
prison, don't it?
Potatoes the size of your head.
It looks like a prison.
And now we're about to go underneath the oldest bridge on the Hillsborough River. That's the Kennedy Boulevard Bridge. Built in 1913, it was initially named the Lafayette Street Bridge. Up until President John F. Kennedy came here to Tampa on a motorcade and delivered a speech here. Unfortunately, however, that was 4 days before his infamous trip to Dallas of November '63, where he went on to do the same thing but with a much different outcome. So they renamed both the bridge and the boulevard after him in his honor.
Wow.
Off to the left, we have the gorgeous University of Tampa, a private university established in 1931. But before that, it was built as the Tampa Bay Hotel and Resort in 1891
Look
by
at that. That's a
Henry
party
Plant.
boat.
Henry Plant was a railroad tycoon who owned 8 hotels, and this is the only building out of them still standing. It was a little pricey for a hotel at a whopping $5
Look at that
a
park.
night. And only sold out once whenever
I
the
love it. They got a
came through
hammock.
at the beginning of the Spanish-American War.
Wow.
Would then proceed to get kicked out of the hotel for riding their horses through the lobby. But everyone's biggest question is the architecture. What are all those domes and spires? What's going on there? Well, those are called minarets, and they're a staple of the Islamic Byzantine architecture that was prevalent in Europe at the time. And it has no meaning other than Henry Plant saw it and said it's perfect. It's unique, it's beautiful, it's interesting, and it will attract all the people to my building, and
Yeah.
certainly still does to this day. Now we are pulling in here to stop number 12, so do you need everyone to find a seat and remain
Oh,
seated?
there's the museum money.
You guys are welcome to stand up and move about the vessel while we're underway. However, the only time I'll ask you guys to take a seat is whenever we are docking. It's the only time we aim to hit something. Softly.
Tampa Museum of Art. Money, you see the Tampa Museum of Art right there. This is cool. And we are docking. Honey, we're not getting off, right? Oh, okay.
Stop number 12, you may now disembark over here at the starboard side of the boat.
Oh, we just letting people. There's people getting off. Y'all wanna go in the air conditioning room? We can, because they're leaving. Why? No, Chrissy don't want to move. She don't want to do too much. All right, well, this is nice. Look at that. I would love to walk that. Y'all know I take my walks every day. Look up at the sky. This would be beautiful just to walk around here. This is really nice. It's like, it looked different when we went to the one in Miami though. The scenery is different in Miami than this. But there's a riverfront park. I would be scared though because my child could run off. And this water is deep right here.
I'll be clear.
How do I brighten it up? It's so dark.
And that was stop 12, Curtis Hickson Waterfront Park. Named after Mayor Curtis Hickson, who was largely responsible for
Curtis
cleaning up the
Dixon?
previously
What's his name?
industrial Sudden Island and helped restore it into what we know now as the beautiful residential Harbor Island. Thanks, Curtis.
Look at that. Laying out by the
Now this is our
water.
museum stop, so you have the Tampa Museum of Art. That's the region's largest museum dedicated to contemporary art. And next to that is the Interactive Glazer Children's Museum,
Oh,
named after the
wow.
Glazer family who own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We need to come back to this museum.
Harlem's Cannons. And the less emphatic Manchester United.
A couple summers ago, that's all I used to do was take the kids to different museums. But we went to about all the museums
And
in
straight
Orlando.
ahead of us is the CSX Railroad Crossing Bridge. If it
There's
looks
a couple
old,
of them.
well, that's because it is. Built in
Wow.
1915, it was considered a feat in engineering at the time, as those large concrete slabs on the right perfectly counterbalance the weight of the bridge, so that it only has to operate using a single horsepower motor. Wow! And it still operates once to twice daily. And to our left, a little bit forward and in the distance, kind of behind that white building, you may see some black netting, and that belongs to Plant Field. Plant Field was not only home to some of our earliest spring training games, but most notably Babe Ruth's farthest home run at 587 feet. That baseball is still on display at the Henry B. Plant Museum, which is located inside of the University of Tampa, and it is open to the public, so check it out. And in case you were curious, he hit it from the mound of the stadium all the way into one of the windows of the hotel at the time.
Wow. Strauss Center.
Coming up on our right
Performing
is going to
Arts.
be the beautiful Strauss Center for the Performing Arts.
Oh,
Or
look
if you're
at
not
that
from here, you might be
fountain. I
calling it
love
the
it.
Stars Center. Built in 1987, it has 5 distinct theaters, and over 10 million guests have enjoyed Broadway shows, plays, events, performances, concerts, and everything in between.
Beautiful.
Located in front of the Strauss is going to be this cute little blue bench. And what's so fascinating about it is that it's also a functioning xylophone. If you're really lucky, you might catch Captain Richard playing some of his favorite songs there off the clock. Ask him to play Freebird, he'll do it. He's not very good though.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Really cool that solo, I've seen it. Coming up on our left is going to be the stunning
Oh.
25-acre Julian B. Lane
I
Park.
like that sculpture
Named after
over there.
Mr. Julian B. Lane, who worked very hard to desegregate our local schools and businesses.
All right.
And this park has numerous amenities, but what captures everyone's attention is the sculpture on the
Yes.
forefront of the park named the Form of Wonder. The Form of Wonder was created to show what those mangroves look like turned upside down, to display the intricate basket weaving-like structure that is their root
Wow.
system. Now, our mangroves are federally protected because they are crucial to our marine
That's
ecosystem, as they prevent our shorelines from eroding, and they provide a habitat for maturing fish and seabirds. They can also withstand Category 5 hurricanes. Now, journeying up and down this river, you may notice you're not getting bit by any critters, namely our state bird, the mosquito, and that's thanks to the residents underneath the Laurel Street Bridge. Of course, I'm talking about over 2,000 Mexican free-tailed bats. These bats are completely harmless. They do not care for humans whatsoever. They're about the size of a golf ball and can fly at speeds up to 104 miles per hour, making them the fastest flying mammal on the planet. They eat their body's weight in mosquitoes and other insects every night, so we have them to thank for that. As we go underneath this bridge, you're highly unlikely to see them in this particular location in the middle of the bridge and at this hour. But what you will see on the right side of the bridge,
You
all
see
that
'em?
black goopy disgustingness coming down, which is of course processed mosquitoes. Yum. Now farmers really like our little flying furry friends
I
because
don't
they don't
see
have to
any.
depend on harsh pesticides. But not everyone is a big fan of these bats.
I didn't
And that's
see it.
okay, because to the left, through the palm trees next to the upcoming highway, you may see a blue bathhouse. We like to refer to it as Wayne Manor, and it can house up to 4,000 bats. But they seem to prefer the bridge. Go figure. Now, these bats are known as crepuscular animals, which means they're most active during dawn and dusk, so if you did want to see them, your best chances would be walking the Riverwalk after the sun has set, as they come out on the sides of the bridge. They're a lot of fun to watch. I would definitely say that the Laurel Street Bridge is my favorite bridge, which means I have to have the least favorite bridge, right? Enter the dreadful I-275. And if I have any locals on board, then you probably know it's a lot better to go under it than over it. It rightfully earned its nickname, Malfunction Junction. Where's our house today? Tampa's biggest parking lot.
Look, let's see.
And coming up on our left is going to be Tampa Bay Juvenile Detention Center, also known as Howard W. Blake High School.
Oh, what?
It is not actually a detention center. I repeat, it is not a detention center. It just looks like one with its lack of windows. But that's because it is a very prestigious $50 million performing arts high school, and they don't want any natural light or sound to come in and interfere with their performances. So if you want your kids to end up on Disney or Broadway, as many of my graduates have, then you'd probably send them there. It didn't work out for me though, so now I'm narrating for Pirate Water Taxi. And off our right, you're gonna see this large indent in the Riverwalk, and there lies the Scottish Chief. The Scottish Chief was a Confederate blockade runner that ran between Havana, Cuba, and Tampa, but brought back a lot of contraband. And the Union did not appreciate that, so they did what any normal person would do. They set it on fire, stripped it of everything that it's worth, and let it sink to the bottom. Naturally, since it is a part of history, we just built around it. But if you come out here with some scuba gear and a really, really big shovel, you might find something cool down there. Off to our right, we also have Waterworks Park. This would be the site of Eulalie, which is a restaurant named after a legendary Seminole princess. And its menu consists of food that was hunted, gathered, or caught by our native and indigenous people. It is absolutely fantastic. Try the natives chili. It has duck, rattlesnake, gator, wild boar. It's a little spicy, but it's delicious. And straight ahead of us is stop 16. Armature Works will be pulling in there shortly. Armature Works used to be the old Tico streetcar warehouse, but they gutted and renovated it into what is now an upscale food court with over a dozen restaurants, couple of bars, overall very pleasant place to spend by the water. Now this is our last stop before we turn back around, so unfortunately that does conclude the narrated portion of our tour. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, the wind and the waves may tip the boat.
Oh, okay.
But only amazing passengers tip the crew. Thank you guys so much for cruising with Pirate Water Taxi. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. I do ask at this point for everyone to find a seat and remain seated. Again, I do need everyone to find a seat and remain seated throughout the docking process, because you never know when the winds, tides, currents, or captain's abilities may suddenly change. Thank you. Oh, we will be returning to the dock in 1 hour, departing at the top of the hour every hour. So that will be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all the way until 8 p.m. tonight. Thank you.
Wait, so we gotta wait an hour before it goes back?
That's if we get off.
So maybe next time we'll just schedule to get off at things. You just spend the day.
It's just funny. What? Talking about you. I'm out here waving at people. Then all of a sudden, he's literally pull up.